So you've probably heard by now that really our identity at Axiom Church is revolved around this word of being a pioneer, and it's not a word that we came up with. Actually, the writer of Hebrews talks about the pioneer and the perfecter of our faith, and that of course is Jesus Christ. And it's when he gets access to new territory, to new places, and to new people that he begins to advance his kingdom. And this is what we're rallying ourselves around. Our church body has decided to go and plant a tree, a root, a building, a facility, a tool to build deep roots in a new territory, and really uncharted territory for us, specifically in Old Town Peoria. It's where we've begun to fall in love with. We see there that there's people of real need, there's people of diversity, there's young people, there's old people, there's a inner downtown area that is longing for redemption. And so this is the invitation of pioneering, that we would become the kind of people who would go where we've never gone before. We'd be willing to do things we've never done before for the name of Jesus Christ.
Your praises echo through the streets, and I know that you will save me.
You know, the Pioneer Project that we're currently a part of is going to have such a great impact in Old Town Peoria, and let me tell you why. There are people there who have needs, and those needs need to be met by the followers of Christ. And the only way we can effectively do that is to actually be in that community, living life with them. And that's what this new building in Old Town Peoria is going to allow us to do. We're going to be right there in the midst of them, being able to meet their needs, not only spiritually, but physically as well. We're going to have a coffee shop that's going to operate out of there, that's going to be a gathering place for those people. And in those conversations that take place, man, who knows what God will do.
This is an exciting area because it's actually the roots of Peoria. It's easy to call something Old Town, but some of the original settlers, their descendants still live here. So this really is the start of where Peoria as a city began. And my impetus or my idea for Old Town as it develops is that it will be a community-centered place with arts and some entertainment and restaurants. Axiom Church is a perfect example of an organization coming here with like-minded goal of really promoting community. And that's why I think Axiom is going to be such a wonderful fit here in Old Town, because their goal is to create community, to bring together the arts, music, a coffee shop, which we've needed forever down here.
What I've noticed is there's a big movement in Phoenix with the craft coffee industry that has yet to hit the suburbs. And being somebody who's always prized being in the know of what the culture is up to and where it's moving, we've noticed, especially living in downtown Phoenix myself, this huge movement happening. We want to bring it with Axiom to downtown Peoria. Reason being is that we feel like these are the kind of spaces that the creative minds are coming together, the city's coming together. We have the city planners down there. Imagine for a second, as missionaries, this church, that we have a space that isn't a church space, but a space where people can feel comfortable whoever they are. And these are decision makers, creators, movers, artists, and mom and dads and just regular people. But to be able to have an influence like that, where people can get together and have ideas and integrate the church life with that community in some aspect, is super exciting to us.
This new home of ours is going to be incredible. We're taking the original lumber yard of Old Town Peoria, a 3,000 square foot building on a little more than an acre property, and we're turning that into a 7,000 square foot building. It's going to have a large gathering space that's going to be a venue for the city that we'll worship in on Sundays, to a coffee shop that'll be open to the public, normal business hours, to 4 classrooms for our kids, with 2 of them being able to open up into a large room for them to play in, and and gather in and worship in. We're going to have another room that's going to be multi-purpose for potentially a media and recording studio. And then outside there's going to be a giant yard that we're going to be able to hang out, have a fire pit, games, movie in the park, really just community fellowship. It's just endless possibilities with this new facility.
So one of the things I just keep thinking about when I think about the Pioneer Project is not just about the space in the building, but it's the potential that it creates for us as people to be used by the Spirit of God in new ways. And this building is really just the first fruits of that we're doing something alternative, doing something that really is pioneering. And with that, our hope is that the Spirit of God would just pour himself on his people, and they'd be energized to advance the kingdom in ways that they've never thought they could do before. And I think that potential exists in each of us. And so that for me is what Pioneer Project is all about.